Hey everybody, Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular, is here just to do a little talking today about silver and gold and whether or not this entire time on my channel I've been either right or wrong. As we see, gold, silver, both increasing in price. So it makes me seem like, man, Spegtacular, you were definitely right on this entire time. That being said, there was another influencer that I saw the other day, and I just think about this particular person. Although many influencers are like this, they had gotten questions from the chat that they were in, and they said, the chat said, do you think that silver or gold is going up next week? And the influencer rightfully said, I have no idea. And that is the case, right? Is that we don't really have an idea. We have a belief system, and we believe that silver and gold are going to do X, Y, Z based off of whatever else we're thinking is going on in the world, or just some kind of more internal belief that we have about the need for silver and gold in the future, and et cetera, et cetera. But anyways, this person said the right thing. They said, I have no idea. And that is the case. And they had a chance, right? If they said it's going to go up, to be right. They had a chance if they said it was going to go down, to be right. And that's just the case, right? When this watch right here runs out of batteries, what's going to happen? Twice a day, it's going to be on the right time. And that is the situation here, is that no matter what you say, you have about a 50% chance of being right. And, I think that ultimately my belief system from the beginning of this channel was correct because I just saw an opportunity to invest in metals. I believed in the future of precious metals. And, sitting here right now, I was right. Precious metals has done a wonderful thing for me and my family, my preservation of wealth, being my own bank, paying off the bills like I've told you guys before. So it's been a great thing. So it makes me look right, and it makes the people that were in the comments those years ago saying that there's better investments to get into or this is not good, et cetera, it makes them look wrong. It just so happened that this particular time it worked out in my favor. Now let me say real quick that good news for those out there that like buying precious metals from a really, really good source. Your friend Spegtacular is going to be on Whatnot again, and I'm going to start on October 17th, and it's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern time, and every couple weeks or so I'm going to be on there, providing precious metals, coins, giveaways, and the best thing, just some free commentary, just some fun, right? So if you're broke, don't worry about coming over, just and spending money, just come over and hang out. It's totally fine just to sit there and chit chat. So it's a good time. And if you use the link, the first link down in the description of the video, that's $15 off anywhere on the app. So if you don't like me, but you like that link, just click on that link and use it anywhere you want. You can use it on, I bought watches, I bought shoes, I bought clothes, I bought antiques, like I said, marbles, uranium glass, piggy banks. Man, my goodness, the list goes on. I've purchased all kinds of things, and not to, forget about coins and precious metals right there. And a lot of people right now are selling stuff under spot. So it's a good deal to go over there on Whatnot. But I just, wanted to let the cat out of the bag and say that I'll be working with Whatnot for a little longer. And it's a great time. And that's why I'm going to be doing that. So hopefully you come over and see me and check it out. There's auctions, buy it nows, and anything for your convenience is over there. So it's a good time. But the big talk, of course, there is silver and gold over there too. And back to being right. It's a belief system. I've seen people's belief systems through the years, probably more than some person out there has, just because I have this channel and I see each and every comment. I make sure I look at it. And people say all kinds of things, right? And sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. I have actually seen in my entire time on YouTube, since 2008, I've been on there. I've seen one time where somebody predicted the price absolutely correct. One time ever. And I was so incredibly shocked by that exact prediction. And what's weird is I've never seen that person ever again. Once they made that exact prediction, they didn't come on boasting about how they were correct or anything like that. It just, they went away. And it's interesting to me that they were like spot on. And it was a weird time too when silver had come down to like 11 something an ounce. And they predicted the exact number and they got it exact. I've never ever seen that before. So that person is probably a lottery millionaire somewhere. And other than that, you just have a belief system. And I think that most of us share that belief system that, through the years especially, that silver and gold were underrated and undervalued. And it's finally seeing its day. And what never made sense to me is that especially through this heavy inflation that we had through the last few years, everything was coming up in price. Everything was having, let's call it its day, and it's expensive day, right? But except for silver and gold lagged behind. And so I think that silver and gold coming up in price was just a thing that needed to happen to catch up with everything else. Whether you believe the economy was bad or there was chaos overseas or anything else, it just wasn't the price of everything else. And so all these miners going out there and grabbing this stuff and finding out that they had all this expense for their vehicles, which had come up in price with gas and the metals for those things to make those, and the repairs for those things, the staff prices, the staffing for those companies out there mining, that had gone up because the minimum wage goes up, and then therefore everything else has to come up. Everything was coming up except for the price of this stuff that they were excavating out of the ground. So then there too, why would that stuff not also come up? And it did, right? Ultimately, it had to in order for it to make sense. And so that's just kind of, I think, where we are right now. Now, what does the future hold for precious metals? And this, again, is not me saying, like, this is what's happening, although I've been right all these years. No, I'm just kidding. This is just me saying my thoughts, and that's all it is, right? And I could be right, I could be wrong. I don't think it's done, but I don't think that, I don't see $100 an ounce silver anytime soon. I actually had a debate with somebody some years back, and they said, hey, and this was maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, they said, hey, silver is going to be $60 an ounce as of Christmas. And I said, I bet you it's not. And we bet a silver eagle on it. And somewhere in my collection, I have that silver eagle right now. Now, he came back again, I think it was last week, and he said, hey, I bet you again, silver is going to be $60 by Christmas. And I said to him, you might be closer this time. I said, I don't think I want to do that bet. Just because we're at this point right now where this nice steady increase is happening. And I mean, steady increase, but like it's, a little bit faster than I would have thought is happening. And, I don't want to make that bet anymore. That could very well happen. We could see a $60 silver by Christmas. But I think that one thing is for sure, whether it's, this Christmas or next Christmas or next Christmas, I think that that's a real possibility. So now, I'm going to preach the same thing that I've preached this entire time. Buy a little bit at a time. Don't worry about thinking, hey, oh my goodness, I got to get in there now because if I miss the $60, an ounce at Christmas, oh my goodness, there goes my opportunity. What you're going to end up doing is wearing out your funds that you probably need, right? You need to have those emergency funds, those investments for other things. Precious metals needs to be a small piece of the puzzle when it comes to your investments, and just keep along those lines. I'm guilty. I'm totally guilty of making it more than most people would recommend in their portfolio when it comes to investments. I'm guilty of that. But there's no, when you listen to the people that try to manage money and everything, they're trying to give you the safest approach, right? Because if they don't give you a safe approach, what happens? They can come back and get sued. I'm taking what's best for me, okay? And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and you can take it how you would like to. And hopefully all you out there understand that. And I think that most of you do, that what I'm doing here is just what I'm doing. What you're doing on your side of YouTube is what you're doing, and what you think is best for you and your belief system. So that's kind of the base of this story is, was I right about silver and gold throughout these years? As where I'm sitting right now, yes, but let's almost call it a bit of luck, right? A bit of hope and belief in what is to be the future. My whole thing from the beginning has been industry, industry, industry. These needs that silver and gold need to meet, and the price wasn't making sense in my mind at the time, especially now that inflation has taken off. It just wasn't making sense. So it just, I was right due to being a victim of circumstance. It is what it is. We'll see what the future holds. I believe that, especially for silver, we're still a little early in the game. We got some room to grow. Gold is actually a little surprising to me how fast and furious that has taken off. Also sad too, because we were getting gold at such a great price, and not only gold bullion, right? Because I'm a coin collector. Man, I was getting some wonderful coins, for a fun price. Let's just say that, a fun price as a collector. And now, when it comes to collecting gold, it seems like the collector has almost been priced out for a lot of things. And that's sad, right? Of course, we can still get our 10th ounce, gold eagles. I mean, we can save up and we can afford those things. But those really nice St. Gaudens and everything that we were just enjoying, collecting, it's like, man, it just feels so out of reach right now. And so, could we see a correction? Could we see a correction in price? Sure, we're actually kind of due for a correction, aren't we? We're due for a big pullback in both silver and gold. So by the time this video comes out, that could have already happened. Sometimes people don't tend to know this, is I put the video out, or I make the video early and then I put it out like a week or two later. And that's just because I'm trying to get things filled for YouTube, so that I do have some content. But FYI, that's the secret. That's the method behind the madness. But yeah, other than that, family's doing really good, and hopefully I see you all and whatnot. It's a great time. I do enjoy hanging out with you. I enjoy when people chat over there, so I don't like when people are just sitting there quiet, because then it makes me kind of like not know what to say. So it's fun to engage and talk and just discuss, and we can go on there. We can say, hey, what do you think silver and gold's going to do next week? I don't mind telling you my belief, or my thought, but I think the moral of the story is don't believe anybody knows for a fact, because that's not how it works. It's all a guess. It's all a belief system. I got to go for now. I appreciate you for watching. Spegtacular, who's right on a broken watch at least twice a day, is out.
Well, hello everybody. I seek to educate and entertain through my journey of collecting coins and stacking precious metals. I encourage you to subscribe, and please stay with me on this journey. I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular.
When I was a kid, we did this every day in school, and I believe we need to bring this back a little bit, and I'm going to start right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.